back to the football rundown. Stockport County against Wrexham tomorrow. Massive, massive game in League Two. I said it last week. I've been saying it for a few weeks now, actually. The MK Dons game, the Wrexham game at Edgeley Park, they're two big wins. They're two big matches, rather. They're statement matches. And if you can get a good result against MK Dons, a good result against Wrexham, it's got a good sign of where things could go for Stockport County. So, you know, the end of the season. We got the win against MK Dons away at Milton Keynes last week. It was a really, really good, hard-fought-for win from Stockport County. And we're expecting exactly the same against Wrexham tomorrow. Obviously, we're playing against a team that we have a bit more of a rivalry with than MK Dons. But look, it's still a big team. It's still a lot on the line. And I still expect a lot from Stockport County. We've had a difficult start to the season, but we've won our last two games away from home as well, which is a key thing because we're coming back to Edgeley Park. And as I say, our form away has been good in the last two games. Hopefully we can continue that and bring it back to Edgeley Park against Wrexham, who are doing fairly well in League Two already this season as well. Of course, Stockport have confidence after winning their last two matches, something they failed to do since April when they beat Rochdale and Leyton Orient back-to-back. That was when we beat Rochdale narrowly and then went on to go and play Leyton Orient. I think that was the away game. I think we won that like 3-0 and they were at top of the league. So that was a key point for them, obviously. Helped us get into the playoffs, helped us, you know, secure playoff position, that's for sure. But as I say, these two back-to-back wins that we had in the last few weeks, that's the first time we've done it since April. So potentially Stockport County getting back to where they were last season. Wrexham, of course, on a 3-match winning run in League Two, looking at pole position at the moment as well. Many are expecting a Wrexham win. That's references as well. Obviously, if they win against Stockport County tomorrow, they will potentially be top of the league if results go their way elsewhere. But of course, I did a poll on my Twitter account, or on the Twitter account, the Football Rundown's Twitter account, asking predictions for Saturday, and most people, 76%, I think it was, 76.5%, went with a Wrexham win. I really hope that isn't the case. I was a bit disappointed with that as well. Only 10.2% with a Stockport win, and 13.3% went with a draw. So it's interesting. A lot of people, overwhelming majority of people, certainly that voted on my post anyway, expect Wrexham to win this game. As I say, I certainly hope that isn't the case, because we can't afford to let teams like this come to Edgeley Park and beat us. If we're going to challenge for the title, we're going to challenge for the playoffs like we did last season, we've got to be winning games like this, especially from home. So of course, looking at League Two table at the moment, Stockport currently 13th in League Two. They are currently 8 points safe and 7 points from the top. Wrexham are currently 3 points away from the top spot, and they find themselves in 4th place in League Two at the moment. There's an element of rivalry in this fixture, partly due to the fact that both teams will be expecting to compete with one another in the higher parts of the league table. However, there's another edge to this. Of course, Wrexham, Stockport County battling for the National League title back in the 21-22 season. Stockport County would go on to lose at Wrexham at the racecourse ground, I think it was in early May, but a few weeks later, about a week later actually, against Halifax, Stockport County would get the win they needed to seal the title. Wrexham would have to go through the playoff system. They would face Grimsby. They would lose to Grimsby. Grimsby went to League Two, with Stockport County. But a year later, Wrexham found themselves, crowned champions of the National League themselves, and of course now in League Two with Stockport County, looking to challenge with us, looking to fight for that title against us. And many other teams as well. But of course, it's tomorrow when both teams lock horns again for the first time in what feels like a long time. As I say, the first time since May 2022, and a lot feels like it's changed since then for both Stockport County and Wrexham. We've got to be getting wins on the board. And as I say, there's confidence there at the moment. We've won against Wimbledon. We've won against MK Dons back-to-back. Let's go and do this against Wrexham as well tomorrow. So as I say, I'm quietly confident. And I'm getting more and more confident as the match gets closer. I've been looking forward to it all week. But as I say, if it's going to be something that's going to put county fans off a win, potentially looking at the last 5 meetings, of course, this does include the FA Trophy when we played them in April 2022, I think it was. Just before we played in the league, we played them in the semi-final of the FA Trophy, I think it was. So Stockport County have won the first 3 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. However, Wrexham have won the previous 2, the latest 2. 8th of May 2022, Wrexham beat us 3-0. And of course, in the 2nd of April 2022, can get my words out, Wrexham again beat us 2-0. However, Stockport County have won on the 25th of September 2021. That's close to this fixture, I suppose, in terms of date and the month. Obviously 23rd tomorrow. We won that game 2-1 Edgeley Park. We also beat them 3-0 at the racecourse on the 10th of April 2021, and we also beat them on the 28th of December 2020, 2-0 at Edgeley Park. So Stockport County have 3 wins out of the previous 5 meetings. Wrexham have 2. Stockport County have scored 7 goals, I think, in that time, and Wrexham have scored 6, I believe, if I've done my maths right. So that is interesting for both teams. Obviously, Wrexham have the edge in the last few meetings, but Stockport do have more wins in the last 5. So in terms of confidence going into this game, where are people at? Maybe you're a Wrexham fan. Do you think you're going to win this game? Do you think it's going to be an easier game than you thought it would be coming into League 2 as well, given how difficult a start Stockport County have had to the season? Maybe you're a Stockport County fan, hopefully a Stockport County fan. What are your thoughts going into the game? Are you expecting a win? Are you quietly confident, or are you actually anticipating potentially a ball draw as well? I mean, what I would say is these last 5 meetings, there's always been a winner. So for me, anyone predicting a draw, I don't think it's going to be a draw. I think there's going to be goals in this game. We've seen there's been goals in this game in the last 5 meetings. This game does not have draws. One team tends to dominate. One team tends to, keep a clean sheet and score multiple goals. So I'm expecting something big tomorrow, potentially a high scoring game for both teams, but I'm hopeful that Stockport County can win this game. So recent results, as I say, we spoke about the last 5 meetings between the 2 teams. How are the results going for each other, both teams rather, in League 2 so far this season? Well, we'll start with Wrexham. They're on a 3-match winning run at the moment. They beat Tranmere 1-0 away, Doncaster 2-1 at home, and Grimsby Town, they've just beaten 3-0 at home last week. Elliot Lee has scored 2 in the last 3 games for Wrexham, and he's currently their top scorer in League 2 so far this season with 7 goals. Stockport, of course, won at AFC Wimbledon away from home, and then beat MK Dons away from home as well last week, 2-1. Louis Barry is, of course, currently scoring left, right and centre, 5 in 5, I think it is, for Louis Barry at the moment. And of course, you'd expect him to be on the score sheet again tomorrow. It's crucial that he's available for us, and it's crucial that he starts for us, because he is the player at the moment that's making things happen in Stockport County shirt. And actually, there's a bit of a fear about that. I mean, I kind of had this a little bit last week on the way back from Milton Keynes. I was kind of thinking about, obviously what a great win it was for County, but also, I suppose, a bit of a worry with Lou Barry that, okay, he's performing really well. He's scoring a lot of goals for us at the moment. But I'm a little bit worried that he's doing so well, potentially doing too well. With him obviously being on loan from Aston Villa, potentially if he keeps up this form until January, they might decide to pull him back, either to have him in their squad or to loan him out to a higher division. So that is a worry with Louis Barry. Do not get too attached to this player, because even though he's a fantastic player to watch, he's looking absolutely brilliant as well, especially off the left-hand side. This is a player that could end up leaving us sooner rather than later, and that's the fear. I mean, at the moment, we're so reliant on him getting the goals. I really think we'd struggle if he wasn't here. Just thank God he is here. Thank God that, Challoner and Simon Wilson pulled off this deal in the summer, because when Louis Barry came in, he came in with a little bit of hype, but not too much expectation. But he's delivering at the moment. As I say, he's our most important player right now. I expect to have players coming back from injury soon, but he's been the player that's really taken the mantle. Paddy Madden's still been available for the majority of the games. He's got a good scoring record at Stockport County, of course, but it really is Louis Barry who's taking the mantle at the moment, scoring the goals, and as I say, 5 in his last 5 as well. He's just going to be unstoppable for that Wrexham defence I expect tomorrow. I said before, I expect a high scoring game. I'm actually going to go with a bit of an out there score prediction, and I expect Stockport County to win this game 3-2 at Edgeley Park tomorrow. I do think there'll be goals in it, just because that's the nature of the fixture. We've seen that both teams have scored a lot of goals in the last few meetings against one another. However, I think clean sheets will be out the window. I do think this will be a game with plenty of attacking involved, and I do think it will be a game with plenty of goals involved, and I'm certainly hoping that's the case. And I'll tell you what, if Stockport County can win this game and win it convincingly, that would be great. But I do expect it to be a really edgy game. I do think there'll be a lot to look forward to. But I do expect Stockport County to win this game. I think we've got to win this game. As I say, I think it's massive. I think you win this, and you look at the Milton Keynes game we won last week, you can say you've won 2 really big games in terms of being at the top end of the League 2 table at the end of the season, which is where we want to be. We want to be there and thereabouts, and it's important. We push. I think for me, playoffs is the minimum expectation. We were there last season. We've got to at least get there again. But for me, we've not had the best of starts, but we can still hope for automatics. We can still hope to even push for the title, because we've still got a really good squad there. And when we get some players back as well, I do think we'll get into a really nice bit of form over the next few weeks, and hopefully, as I say, we can start to push up the table. So that's my thoughts on the game against Wrexham tomorrow. Of course, we will have the match day vlog coming out on the channel as well shortly after the game. I try and get out as early as possible, but hopefully everyone's looking forward to the game. Let me know if you go in to the game tomorrow in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, get involved in the comments though. Let me know your thoughts on who you think is going to be key for Stockport County tomorrow. Obviously Lou Barry, but who else is going to step up for County? Who are you worried about? Who's going to be the threat for Wrexham? Score prediction, and as I say, do Stockport County push into the top half of the table with a win tomorrow? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and as always, thanks for supporting the channel.